there. They're also 6-1 straight up in their last 7, taking on the Blues. If you're into historical trends, Dallas is second in goals allowed at just 2.4 per contest. They're also winning 64% of their games, taking on teams over 550, really rising to the occasion, taking on those top-tier teams. And one more thing to add about the Stars, they're winning 61% of their games when Bishop makes the start. Now, St. Louis on the other side, they are 17th in shots allowed. Opponents getting plenty of scoring opportunities against them. They're also 20th in home goals allowed at 3.02 per contest. Very weird stat there, but St. Louis, a lot of offense when they play at home. Total-wise, St. Louis 60% to the over, taking on teams averaging less than 2.6 goals per contest. Dallas is also 60% to the over when the line was 5 or less. So with all that in mind, I'm going to take Dallas on the puck line. Give me the Stars plus 1.5 in the over. 5 goals in that matchup there. All right, next and final slate, it is going to be in Major League Baseball. And that's kind of a shorter modified slate as well. Not a whole lot of games there, but let's go ahead and dive into them. Beginning with Arizona taking on Pittsburgh. That's going to be a 12:35 Eastern matinee in Pittsburgh. The Pirates open the betting as the $1.15 favorite, total at 7. Not a whole lot of movement on the total in this one. Good two-way action there, although we did see a nickel move toward the Pirates. They're now minus 120. So once again, the Pirates open $1.15 up to minus 120. Totals at 7. 58% are leaning Arizona. 66% shaded toward the over. Right now, Arizona's plus $1.10 on the money line. Pittsburgh plus 185 on the run line. We have Zach Greinke for the D-backs. Jameson Taillon for the Pirates. Greinke is 3-1 with a 4.60 ERA for the Diamondbacks. Taillon is 1-2 with a 3.12 ERA for Pittsburgh. I like Arizona in this spot here on the road catching the plus money. I'm going to lean Arizona Diamondbacks plus 110 in the over. 7 goals in that matchup there. Next game, Dodgers, Cubs, 220 Chicago. The Dodgers open the betting as the $1.10 favorite. No total as of yet. I say it every video. Anytime you have a game in Chicago, normally that line on the total does not become released till maybe an hour or two before first pitch because of these circulating winds. Am I going to sneeze or not? Hold it back. Anyway, so no total as of yet at Wrigley Field. Once again, normally that is released about an hour or two before first pitch. Now, since the markets opened this one up, Dodgers are taking money. 10-cent move toward the Dodgers, up to minus 120. So once again, the Dodgers open $1.10, up to minus 120. No total as of yet. We have Stripling for the Dodgers. Big John Lester for the Cubs. Stripling is 1-1 with a 3.07 ERA. Big John Lester is 1-0 with a 2.57 ERA for the Cubbies. I always love John Lester in these types of spots here. If you've been watching the program for the last couple of years, it's not very often that I fade Big John Lester. Got to take him catching plus money at home. Love this spot here. Give me Chicago plus 105. And they're 7-3 at home this year at Wrigley. Chicago is. But anyway, give me Chicago plus 105. Getting the job done in this matchup here. I like the Cubbies getting the job done by the final of 5-3. Next game, Braves, Reds, 640 Cincinnati. Great American ballpark. Cincinnati opened the betting as the $1.40 favorite, total at 9. We're seeing a nickel fade of Cincinnati down to 135. So once again, the Reds open 140 down to minus 135. Totals at 9. 52% leaning toward Atlanta. 76% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Braves are plus 120 on the money line. Tehran for the Braves. Castillo for the Reds. Tehran is 2-2 with a 5.61 ERA for Atlanta. Now, Castillo for the Reds, 2-1 with a 1.47 ERA for Cincinnati. Now, if you like Castillo in this spot here with that low ERA, I just want you to keep in mind that Atlanta is 3-1 in their last 4. Plus, they do an incredible job at getting runners on the base path. They're first in walks, so they get a ton of people on the base path. They really have a good way of manufacturing runs and driving them home. So I actually like Atlanta catching plus money in the spot. I love this price point. I'm going to lean Braves plus 120 and the under 9 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Marlins, Phils, 7:05, Citizens Bank Park. Philadelphia opened 230, total at 8. We're seeing a 30-cent fade of Philadelphia on the money line down to 200. We're also seeing movement downward on the total to 7.5. Once again, the Phils open 230, down to minus 200. Total open 8, down to 7.5. 69% are leading Philly, 54% shaded toward the over. Right now, Miami's plus 180 on the money line. Philly plus 105, laying the run and a half. We have Smith for the Marlins, Nola for the Phils. Smith is 2-0 with a 2.35 ERA. Nola's 2-0 with a 6.84 ERA. Phillies 13-11 overall for the year, 8-4 at Citizens Bank Park. Miami just 7-17 overall and 2-6 away from home. Give me the fighting Phils minus 1.5 in the over 7.5 in that one there. Next game, Tigers, Red Sox, 7:10 Beantown. Boston opened 185, total 9.5. Not a whole lot of movement on the total, although we did see a 15-cent move toward Boston up to $2. So once again, the Red Sox open 185 up to minus 200. Total's 9.5. 67% are leaning Boston, 71% shaded toward the under. Right now, Detroit's plus 175 on the money line. Boston plus 105 on the run line. Zimmerman for the Tigers, Porcello for the Sox. Both gentlemen struggling this year. Zimmerman 0-3 with a 4.94 ERA. Porcello 0-3 with an 8.47 ERA. Porcello, who was so good in spots last season, really struggling in the first month here. Detroit, they are 7th in road scoring, 6th in road hits. I like them in this spot here. You can even afford to play them on the run line. Give me Detroit plus 1.5. And the under 9.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Cleveland, Houston, 8-10 Houston. The Astros are minus 160, total 7.5. We have Bauer for the Indians, Cole for the Astros. Bauer is 2-1 with a 2.20 ERA. Much more of the same out of Trevor Bauer. But on the other side, Garrett Cole just 1-3 with a 5.22 ERA. Having said that, though, Houston is second in home scoring and first in home hits, so they're very, very good in front of their fans. Meanwhile, Cleveland's dropped 3 out of their last 4, and historically, well, at least in the past couple of meetings, they're just 2-6 in their last 8 taking on Houston. So if you're into historical trends, really the Astros kind of been an Achilles heel for this Indian team. So it's an expensive price point. I don't want to buy it down. I'm going to take Houston minus 160 and the over 7.5 in that matchup there. All right, next game, we have the Yankees taking on the Angels, 9:07 Los Angeles. The Yankees open $1.10, pretty much a coin flip as this one opened up with the total at 8. And since those markets opened this one up, no real surprises here as the Yankees are taking a little bit of money here. Nickel move toward New York. No movement on the total. So once again, the Yankees opened $1.10 up to minus 115. Totals at 8. 68% are leaning New York. 59% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Angels are minus 105 on the money line. So they are the underdog in this one, even though they're laying 105. The Yankees plus 145 on the run line. We have Masahiro Tanaka for the Yankees, Trevor Cahill for the Angels. Tanaka is 2-1 with a 2.76 ERA. Cahill just 1-2 with a 5.47 ERA. Not going to really break this one down too much. I like the Yankees in this spot here. Give me New York minus 115 and the over 8 runs in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Rangers, Mariners. 10:10 Eastern first pitch in Seattle. The Mariners open 160, total 8.5. We're just seeing a nickel move towards Seattle up to 165. No movement on the total. So once again, the Mariners open 160 up to minus 165. Totals at 8.5. 67% are leaning Mariners. And at the moment, Texas is plus 150 on the money line. Seattle plus $1.10 on the run line. Give me the Mariners minus 165. And the over 8.5 runs in that matchup there. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. Thank you for watching today's program. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free information. And as always, don't forget to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage.